did my project on projectiles and trajectories. The title of my project is Deflategate. In 2015, professional football quarterback Tom Brady of the New England Patriots deflated the footballs used in a playoff game. The NFL fined him and he was suspended for 4 games. Football fans was wondering how much an effect did this actually have. That's where my project came into play. I wanted to see how much of a difference there would be between deflated balls and regular footballs. My questions were, among kids, junior, youth, and pro footballs, which one travels the farthest and the fastest when thrown? My second question was, if each football was deflated, how much an effect would it have on the distance and speed? My hypothesis was that the youth football will travel the farthest because it's small enough to get a good grip on it, and the pro football will travel the fastest because its weight will keep its momentum going. My second hypothesis that was when the footballs are underinflated, they will travel farther but will be slower. For this experiment, I had all the materials I needed: the footballs, kids, junior, youth, and pro, a ball pump, stopwatch, and a pressure gauge. I first went to the local football field to throw each size football 5 times from the 1-yard line. I made sure they were all at their standard size. The kids football at 2.72 kilograms, the junior football at 4.08 kilograms, the youth football also at 2.72 kilograms, finally the pro football at 5.9 kilograms. My dad was down the field to spot where the balls would land. We didn't average the 5 throws. When we got out to the park, we discovered that the kids football had a hole in it and wouldn't hold a constant pressure. I decided to eliminate it from my project. When we did our tests, we discovered that the pro football went 27, 25, 26, and 28 meters for an average of 26.5. The youth football went 32, 31, 31, and 33 meters for an average of 32. The junior football went 31, 28, 28, and 28 meters for an average of 29. After the test and before the first one, I broke the needle used for our ball pump. Luckily, we had a backup one and used that one instead. For our next experiment, I had my dad stand 20 yards in front of me with my mom beside him. Each ball was thrown in a straight line 5 times. My mom timed how long it took for the football to travel from my hand to my dad's. We didn't average the times. The pro football took 1.1, 1.72, 1.77, and 1.69 seconds for an average of 1.57. The youth football took 1.32, 1.42, 1.62, and 1.47 seconds for an average of 1.45. And the junior football went the distance in 1.36, 1.23, 1.46, and 1.13 for an average of 1.3 seconds. For the second part of my experiment, I deflated each football by 20%. The junior football was now 3.08 kilograms, the youth football 1.72 kilograms, and the pro football 4.9 kilograms. I then ran the same procedures throwing the football for distance. Now, while deflated, the pro football went 27, 27, 23, and 25 meters for an average of 25.5. The youth football went 27, 27, 24, and 24 meters, also averaging 25.5. And the junior football went 30, 27, 29, and 28 meters for an average of 28.5. After that, I did the football speed test. When deflated, the pro football traveled the distance in 1.75, 1.63, 1.7, and 1.57 seconds for an average of 1.66. The youth football went 1.51, 1.56, 1.08, and 1.62 seconds for an average of 1.44. And the junior football went 1.39, 1.5, 1.11, 1.58 for an average of 1.4 seconds. When those tests were complete, I compared the averages of the deflated footballs to the regular size for the time and distance. From the data I gathered, my hypotheses were both partially correct. In my first hypothesis, I said that the youth football would travel the farthest and the pro football the fastest. The youth football did travel the farthest by about 3 meters each throw. However, the fastest was the junior football by around 0.65 seconds. My second hypothesis, I said the footballs, when they are deflated, will go farther but travel slower. I was correct in the latter. The footballs traveled a combined 32 meters farther when fully inflated. However, when they were deflated, they were slower by around 0.83 seconds.